Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking. This is Joanna. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be making a nighty short. If this is something you are interested in, please stay tuned and don't skip the video. Let's get straight to the tutorial. So guys, the materials that I'll be using for this tutorial, I have this soft silk fabric, a measuring tape, a pair of scissors, a piece of chalk, a ruler, and then 1.25 inches elastic. Let's get straight to it. Now, I'm first of all going to be cutting the front part of the shorts. So I'm going to look at how the pattern is in the fabric. Look at it's kind of have a bed and flower in it. So I'm going to fold it according to the pattern. Okay, now the folding tool, I consider that of my thigh circumference. Measure around your thigh circumference and then divide it by 2, then add at least 2 inches for easiness, because this is supposed to be loose on you, you understand? Okay, so that is what I use in folding my fabric. Okay, so now here my thigh circumference is actually 24, so that divided by 2 gives me 12 inches. Then I added a 2 inches for easiness, making it 14 inches on fold. I hope you understand. Okay, now so let's get to the length of the shorts. The length for this short is 13 inches. I'll subtract 1 inch for the waistband. I'll subtract 1 inch for the waistband, and then I'll add 1.5 1 inch we used to fold the hem up, and then the half inch you use to join the waistband. Okay, so that makes it 13.5 inches. That is what I'm marking. 13.5 inches for the length of the short. Okay, so now go ahead and then straight up the line. Now move down to the crotch depth. My crotch depth is 11 inches. This is a free short. So from my waist to the crotch depth is 11 inches. And then to my hip is 9 inches. That is 2 inches away from the crotch depth. That is what I'm also marking. Okay, so I'll go ahead to straighten up the crotch depth line. I'll go ahead to straighten it up like this, and then on the hip line as well. Okay, so we have the waist, hip, and then the crotch depth. Now I'll go in 2 inches on the crotch line and then on the hip line like this. Then on the waistline as well. We are trying to get our crotch extension. So I'll use my ruler to connect this together. I'm sorry about the chalk and the material. Very sure you find it somehow difficult to see. Okay. All right. So now I'll go up about 1 inch from the crotch line to get the curve. I'm going to go up from the crotch line like this about 1 inch to get the curve. So let's do that. Okay, so be careful when giving a curve because the material that I'm using is quite shaky and slippery. So um, mind you with that. Okay, so now for the hem of the short, I'm going to divide wherever your short reaches on you. Measure that circumference. This is quite above the knee. So divide that circumference by 2 plus your easiness, 1 to 2 inches easiness. So that gives me 12. Then I'm going to connect the crotch extension or the curve. I'm going to connect it like this to it. Okay. All right. So that is basically it for the front part. So I'll go ahead to cut this out. I'll go ahead to cut this out. If you can pin it, if you're using a similar material which is very shaky and slippery, pin it. Or if you can manage it as I'm doing, then you do it as well. Now we have the front pieces ready. So I'm going to use the front piece to cut the back piece. So I'm first of all going to fold up the fabric again. I'll fold up the fabric again like this before I place the front piece on it. Hey guys, so if you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please hit on the subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, and please do share this video. Okay, so this is it after folding up the fabric to cut that of the back pieces for this short. This is taking time because of the nature of the fabric. Okay, all right. So I'm going to place the front pieces on this, and most importantly, I'll be considering the crotch extension. For the back piece, I'll be considering the crotch extension. All right, so I think this is quite too far, so I'm just going to pull it back a bit for the crotch extension. All right, so now I'm going to measure away from the crotch extension 3 inches like this. You can make it 2.5 or to 3 inches like so. That is it for the back. Then on the crotch side, I'm going to mark 2 inches away from the front pieces. First of all, I drew that of the waistline on the back piece. Then I'm going to mark 2 inches all the way down there. 2 inches. When I'm about to reach where the curve is, I'll curve it to meet the crotch extension at the back, like what I'm doing right now, like this. Now I went ahead to straighten up the lines as you can see me doing like this. I went ahead to straighten up the line like so. All right. Now, on the waistline, I'm going to go up 2 inches. On the waistline, I'll go up 2 inches. I'll raise the seat a bit like this at the back. Then I'll connect it to the end of the waistline like this. I'll connect it to the end of the waistline. This is it for the back only, like so. All right. Now I'll get to the down parts of the shorts. I'll get to the down parts. I'm going to come out 1.5 inches like this for the down part of the shorts, and then connect it to meet the crotch extension as you can see me doing. I'm sorry about the chalk. It's quite faint for this tutorial. I'm very sorry about that. All right, so we are done with the marking, so I'll go ahead to cut out the back piece like I'm doing right now. Okay guys, so I'll put this aside and then cut out the waistband. Now the length of the waistband will you need to cut as long, way more than that of your actual waist circumference, because this is going to have an elastic, you understand? Yeah, and didn't make any adjustments on the waistlines, you understand? So make it as long, at least 6 inches longer, or 6 inches longer than your actual waist circumference. Now let's get these pieces together. First of all, I'm going to take the front piece to the same machine and then join the crotch line like this with 1/2 inch seam allowance like this. Let's do that and come back. Okay guys, so this is how it turned out. I've joined the front piece together like this. This is how it turned out. I'm just going to give it a quick brush. Then I'll put it aside. I opened up the seam at the crotch and then I flat ironed it. Guys, I'll put the front piece aside and then work on the back piece. So at the crotch area for the back piece, I will join it also with half of an inch, like how I'm illustrating with a chalk, like this. So let me do that and come back. But then I left about 3 inches for the back piece like this, because I will later use that side to pass my um, elastic through the waistband. You understand? Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and give it also a quick price. All right. So now I'm going to be joining both the front and the back pieces together. So first of all, I'm going to join the down part of them. So I'll fold it up like this. I'll make sure the seam lines in the center matches each other. I'll go ahead and then secure it with a pin to make sure they face each other, or they are placed on each other equally. So I'm going to pin it down like this. Okay guys, make sure the right side of the fabrics are facing each other. Then I'll take it to the sewing machine and then join this with half of an inch seam allowance. Let me do that and come back. So guys, this is how it turned out. Our short is about to go down. Now on the sides, I'm going to join the sides with 1 inch seam allowance. I'll be joining both sides with 1 inch seam allowance, and it is done. This is how it turned out. I'm going to turn it to the right side like this. Okay. Now this is the waistband. This is the waistband. So that is it. Unfold. It is unfold 2 inches. So I'm going to place it on the right side of the shorts like this, and then I'll join it all round the waistline with half of an inch seam allowance. So this is how it turned out. So I started joining it from the space that we left at the back part of the short. You understand? So this is the elastic. Depending on how elasticity, I don't know if I'm right, or how flexible your elastic is how you're going to be deducting from your waist circumference. All right, so I deducted about 4 inches from it. And before I insert the elastic, I'm going to join the hem of the shorts with the 1 inch allowance that we left. So first of all, fold in half inch and then fold again half inch. Then I'm going to use that to join the hem all round. So this is how it turned out. So now let's insert the elastic. I'm going to use my safety pin to insert through the elastic at one end of the elastic like this. Close it up, and then I'll start passing it through the waistband as you can see me doing. Now to avoid the inside of the short from fraying away, make sure you take it to the knitting. You use your knitting machine to knit all the seam. All right, so just push the safety pin through the waistband while pulling the waistband to make sure you pass the elastic all around to it. It's quite unfortunate the position of the camera couldn't capture this very well. How I inserted elastic through it. It's just a normal way of inserting elastic through a loop or the waistband. All right, so be careful when you are doing this not to push all the elastic band into the waist band. You understand? Okay, so to be at the safer side, you can just pin the end of your starting point with a pin to avoid it from entering entirely through the waistband. Okay, so I carefully push the rest of the elastic through the waistband as you can see me doing, and then I carefully did it like this, and then I went ahead to pin it as I said earlier, and then I'll take off the safety pin and then do same for the other end as well, like this. Then I'll take it to the same machine and then join this with half of an inch to join the already seam line in, at the back parts of the shorts like so. Let's do that and come back. So voila, this is it. This is how it turned out. This is very simple. I'm just sorry that the fabric and the chalk wasn't making the video very clear. All right, so this is it. This is our shirts. Sorry, the shorts. This brings us to the end of the tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more tutorials on this Anela Fashion channel. Stay blessed and keep being amazing wherever you are. Peace out. Bye.